shit.
Wait, do it again.
Then I forget the end. Oh, please.
What is going on, All-Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive,
four-wheel drive.
Does it matter what you drive?
Well, it does tonight because we're talking Fords.
Woo, Fords here on the channel. What is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a
Do you mean that you really want them to have had a fantastic
a chef's kiss
Monday?
of a Monday? How
Wow.
about that? What is going on, everybody? I am in a pumped-up mood, man, because, well,
Scurry.
there's a lot of Bronco stuff going on. And though this is not Bronco talk just anymore, there's going to be a lot of Bronco talk tonight. I hope every one of you, and I mean that. And I've already poured my little bit of whiskey, and cheers.
Cheers.
I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday so far, and I hope that it turns
Take your sip. You don't just cheers and then put it down. I didn't say you had to be obnoxious about it.
Damn it.
Sorry, y'all.
But I do hope everybody has a fantastic Monday night that leads into an awesome Tuesday, because my weekend was great, and then it got home and it kind of just effing sucked. And well, we so Friday night, and we've got special guests we're gonna bring in just a second, but Friday night, a couple Friday nights ago when you were in Michigan, I came home and it was
you mean when you got home? Yeah. I gotcha. Okay.
So I came home before I went up to Detroit to meet you.
Yes, Marital Nation, Gia.
Yeah. And well, it was a little toasty in the house. Not incredibly bad, but you just notice you're like kind of humid in the house.
He SOS called me.
And for those that live out west that don't know what humidity is, it's when you open the door and you open another door of just air and like it's just I bring
you might as well just stay in the house, because when you walk out the door, you're hitting a wall.
Yeah, I turn into a Ninja Turtle, bring out the katanas, and I'm just slicing, trying to get into my house.
Wow.
But I did realize that it was a little toasty in there, and I was like, well, maybe Kelly, because we have an app where you can adjust the air, and sometimes Frugal McDougal over here, if she knows she's not going to be around, she will definitely adjust the AC.
I don't do it when you're in the house. I only do it when we're away from the house.
So I looked, and
Just for
the AC was turned off, no power to the unit at all, and I was like in the little thermostat, and I was like, well, what WTF on that one? So I go upstairs, and we've had, since we bought this house,
and the thermostat was off.
Yes. So from when we bought this house, and if you're new to the channel, we will get to Ford talk, I promise you. But we've always had AC problems. During COVID, I sold my Nissan Juke for $7,000 that I paid for. It was a great deal. I got some parts put on it, and we did video on it, and we thought, okay, we'll sell that, and that would be the down payment for the Bronco.
Yep.
And we were holding on to that. And sure enough, Mother Nature, I don't know, karma, whatever, I don't know what decided that
life has a way of knowing that you have money in the bank.
Yes. And so that money, most of that money went to a new AC unit.
Yes.
But first, we noticed when we got the unit, it just never seemed to keep up with the house. It was always hot. And here in Middle Tennessee, along with today, it was 87% humidity, which is
like even
gross.
our old unit kept up better than our new unit has kept up.
So so we've had since COVID, we've had all kinds of back and forth issues. Our AC guy is a friend, and you know, he does what he can for us, and he's always very affordable for us. So we appreciate that.
He's replaced several parts on this brand new unit.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense.
Boggles his mind as well.
Yes.
But so I came home Saturday night, and I was like, a little muggy in here, but I felt the AC vents. I was like, well, it's blowing a little cool air, so maybe it's just one of those times. Just ain't going to keep up. And well, no, the unit froze up. And part of that reason is probably because I should do a little bit better job at changing the air filters. I even have a calendar notice on my thing for once a month.
But with that being said, our last unit, even our last unit would work better, even with a little bit of a dirty filter. Yes, we understand we're supposed to replace our filters. We get it.
We do, but
Which we do, but like
every 2 years, something like that. No, I'm playing.
No, this unit has just been kind of weird. And it was a brand new unit, so it's like it's not the case. And
so we had to defrost our
because he came up and it was frozen.
Yeah, it was literally frozen. I'm with a hairdryer and it's in our attic, which is hot as hell, you would think. But it shut off.
I don't know how it would freeze.
Well, after it turned off, it started unthawing because it was hot as hell in the attic. And it shut off. Anyways, so finally we have a little bit of AC today, which is very nice because I didn't sleep last night because I was too worried that the damn AC was going to quit on us and that you girls would fry in here.
Oh, you're so sweet. I wasn't worried at all. I slept like a rock.
I know. I heard. I was like, yep, Kelly's sleeping. But
all right, that's your episode of Marital Nation.
That is Marital Nation. So cheers, everybody. Hopefully your week is going better than ours kind of started once again. But tonight we Miss Allie Dubois was gonna be on here, but poor Allie is just run out of energy. I think Allie still thinks she's 18.
And she doesn't realize that she's gotten a little older.
I think there's a 3 in that age.
There is a 3 in there.
And so, I remember even getting to 30 being like, man, I can't run as much.
Yeah, at one point, I think it was about 35 is when you hit the wall. Yeah. Like when you realize. And I don't think Allie's that old, but like you just, once you have a 3 in front of it, you're just, it's just kind of down there.
Hi, Tracy Petersen from Townsend, Tennessee. They got to do, they were in Windrock. They did Panther
Creek.
Rock.
Yeah, Panther Rock. That's
Panther Creek is a brewery.
Sorry, it's a brewery here.
But speaking of brewery, let's do this. What is going on, Mark and Jess? B team.
What's going on?
Surprise!
Surprise! I think it was Steve P asked where the new hosts were.
Right.
So welcome in.
Yeah. So as you can see, they're influencers down there. They've got their influencer names going on. I mean, we just put normal things like what we're going to talk about tonight. No, the influencers. They've got two.
No, that's because you yelled at us the first time because we didn't know. Like a year ago, you're like, by the way, you're supposed to put your handles in. So now you're yelling us that we did.
I didn't yell yet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, no, but guys, if you're on Instagram, definitely go follow these two characters because, well, they're characters. But
they're living their best life on Instagram.
Yeah, y'all had a little bit better weekend than I did because I got to pop over and see you guys. You guys were they were with Diabolical. Well, Mark was with Diabolical, and Jess was just had to wear the shirt.
Wow. All the background information tonight.
That's right. But
we are not in the green room, sir.
That's right. But Mark had his 2-door. What do you call your? Is it wild?
Wild at track.
No, but does the vehicle have a name, Mark?
I just call it AT-AT or at. Like,
yeah. Jess, does yours actually have a name?
I mean, I sort of just refer to it as Unbridled, but.
All right, that was those guys. So,
wow.
you don't name your vehicles, you don't get any airtime. I'm playing.
Can't even, guys. He did it so fast, I couldn't even warn you. I'm so sorry. He's so
cutthroat around here.
But so Mark's vehicle was in the booth, and Jess was the Uber driver for the weekend. But you guys, Mark, you were over there with Diabolic, our buddy, and your vehicle was in display, and it always gets a lot of attention. If you guys hadn't seen Mark's, I'll throw it up in just a minute. If you hadn't seen his vehicle recently, but it's got a killer wrap.
It's pretty badass,
and always gets the attention. But how
always gets the attention.
For one, Mark, did the vehicle get lots of attention?
It did, and Alan placed it right at the front of the booth, so anybody walking by would see it.
Nice.
Very nice.
Hi, Maya.
Oh, hey, Maya. So Bronco Stampede, which we'll get into kind of details later about that. But if you guys don't know, there is Jeep Invasion in Pigeon
getting
Forge,
ready to start, and
it's a massive event. Like, I mean, like they're gonna have 20,000 plus Jeeps as a kind of last hurrah. And Justin Murray, who we've interviewed on here, super nice guy, and I got to spend a lot of time with Justin this weekend. He said it took like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and then all of a sudden he just looked up one day and he was like, it
was a beast.
Where do we put all these Jeep Wranglers? And interesting enough, though, that Justin drives a TRX.
Does he really? I don't think I knew that.
I didn't see
Ooh.
But when you get the VIP entrance, like us three did, you walk by and it has signs, literally signs for vehicles.
Justin's.
Yeah.
But sassy britches.
I poke at Justin because I'm totally jealous of your RX. But so he said, hey, the Jeep event, it took a minute because I was asking, like, hey, how do you feel like it's going? Because I like to know that.
Yeah.
I went around to a lot of the vendors and was like, hey, how's your show this year? But yeah, Justin said one day he just turned around and he was like, because you remember I talked about it. You weren't a part of the first Nissan event that I did, but I took in like 50 registrations at the time. I was just like,
he didn't even know what he was doing.
Yeah, I still don't know what I'm doing.
What's
but when
your
you
story?
see
Why
like
do you think I'm
50
here?
vehicles lined up to hang out and do the off-roady things and go to Nissan and stuff, you're like, holy shit, that's a lot. Try like 20,000.
Right.
That's way too much. But he said that Pigeon Forge really appreciates what they do because it's a dead time. School's back.
Oh yeah.
They don't get a
call.
lot of traffic. So he said they were like, please, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Middle Tennessee or Tennessee in general, our kids go back very early to school. Like our daughter went back last week, 2 weeks ago now, around the 7th, whatever that was. So about 2 weeks ago, she went back to school. And so to Dave's point, you won't hear me say that very often, you know that. But to Dave's point, it is true. Like it's the dead period. Everybody's gone back to school. And honestly, most people in this area, when they want to go on vacation, they go, let's just go to Gatlinburg. It's easy.
I hate Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, whatever you want to call it over there.
And we'll be there. We'll be there again this week.
We will be there again this week. So, it's that down period. It's the slow period. So it's really, really good for the economy over there at that point. And so I'm sure they really love it.
Yeah. But so me and you got to go last year.
Yeah.
It's where we met. It was our friend anniversary with Jess. It was our Bronco friend anniversary. And
I didn't get to spend time with Jess on our friend anniversary.
No.
Sad.
I drove by the rooftop bar and was like, oh, I should call Jess and them. But then I was like, no, I'm just ready to get home. And that was after like 4 hours of this thing.
It's a good thing we weren't up there because a storm rolled through and like trashed that whole place.
Well, that's honestly part 2 of why I didn't go. I seen the storm and I was like, you know what? That looks wet.
It was wicked.
Yeah, a little moist up there for me. But yeah, so we met Jess at the Stampede last year, and she was hanging out with Jason and the crew from Kentucky. And of course, Mark, we knew. Mark is a bad influence when I'm at these events because I tend to buy things, which I did. I did buy something.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah,
we'll bring that out in a little bit.
I haven't seen a charge on the credit card.
Who said it had to be on the credit card?
I mean, if you use
all the cash is
a lot of singles.
I know where all the cash is.
I bought a chair, everybody. Let's calm down now.
Right.
I bought a chair for my daughter. An overpriced chair at that.
But it's a good chair.
Yes, but the Stampede is we were in our second year. But first year we went around it a little slow, but I don't think they ever got the word like
last year.
Maybe it was like, hey, let's just see what happens, kind of thing. Let's test the waters. Let's not try to promote this too much. I don't think I've ever talked to Justin properly about, hey, was it slow? Was it not? Was it what you expected? But this year you could there were definitely some changes. I will say this, and I want Mark and Jess' opinion on this. I didn't like that everybody was in the exact same spot they were last year. It didn't force me to want to walk around the booth as much maybe as you should.
Okay, nerd alert.
No, and Dave, honestly, I felt the same way. There was a few changes. Diabolical was in the same booth as it was last year, but last year, Cooper Tire was directly behind us. They were in the back corner. So there was a few changes. I think some of that was based off of the change in lineup of vendors because we didn't have there's one vendor that wasn't permitted to come back, and they had a huge display last year. Morimoto Lighting had a booth last year. They were not present this year. So just
Oracle was like, thank you.
Right, yeah, seriously. Yeah. Oracle and Quake, I think, were the only 2 lighting displays that were there. But I think just the changes, but Oracle was in the same exact spot. Mm-hmm. So you're right. There was a lot of stagnation and maybe they just felt that they had their best locations and that's the spot that they wanted. Because I think they got to pick them. I know Alan had said something about it. He liked the load in, load out location of where we were at, and felt he had good trafficability. So he selected the same exact area. So they may not have been just in placing us. It may have been, everyone picking the same booth out of familiarity. And then he had to kind of cherry pick around where people didn't come back.
Yeah, I know that Alan has kind of talked about that in the past when he's been at events, and he's kind of called the next vendor event that he's getting ready to go to kind of set up, a couple weeks in advance. And he's had to say, hey, I want the same place I was last year and all of that. So I'm sure that that's part of, like you said, why they, not saying that that's why Alan is where he is, but I'm sure that that's kind of how vendor events go in the scheme of things.
Is it like you go to Vegas and you always bet on red or whatever? So that's your spot. Like, hey, I made money here last year. It's
maybe
good mojo.
Maybe.
Well, and Kelly, what you said, I think is exactly right. Like, I grew up doing craft fairs with my grandparents who did finished woodworking, and it's a little different, right? But kind of the same thing, vendor booths and people selling stuff. And every year once my grandparents found like that was the spot that was good for them at the craft show, they did then request that same spot. So it might be the same in this aspect.
I can see that for sure.
But ultimately, it was a good event from what I saw. I was just there Friday, which obviously is the first day. It still was during the day, so I know there wasn't going to be the people that would be there on Saturday. But I was happy you guys were there to cover load in, so you guys kind of did a walk around video on that, which is pretty cool. And then you guys, when I was outside, Friday, you guys did some stuff on the inside for me, which was quite fun. I did the heavy lifting though. Let's just say that. Let's be honest. I did the hard stuff. I was the center of the Oreo cookie. But I was the best part of it. I'm playing, of course. But
you want to be the cream of the Oreo cookie.
Hey man, come on.
Well, no.
This is a family show, Kelly. Jeez.
Leave it alone.
Yeah,
you're the one that put yourself there.
Don't put your finger on that.
Anyways, great event, right? Okay.
But
even.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. So, anyways, so the event looked pretty fun to me. I was kind of bummed that we didn't get to kind of spend the weekend there as we have in the past. Once again, it's not my favorite town. I don't hate the town, but it's just as a kid growing up, we always went over there. It was just, I don't know. You ride one go-kart, you've ridden them all kind of thing.
We don't go for the go-karts.
What do we go for?
We go to look at the mountains.
But
yeah, we got married over there, so it's so lame to him.
Those bad memories keep popping up.
That one was well earned, folks. You know that.
Anyways,
I think sometimes you like abuse because
the audience loves it when I get my ass beat. When I'm not out there playing softball for my team. But anyways,
next topic, please.
So I know this person. I got to bring this person in because she is very tired. She's had a long weekend. She's been moving metal and moving more metal, and then driving to all over Michigan. So Miss Allie Dubois.
Hi.
Hi, Allie.
Welcome.
Allie's barely here, so just remember that. I don't know how long Allie would be here, but so Mark, I'm going to put you guys on the back burner in just a minute. I'm not moving you, but
he's not going to throw you to the green room.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Allie, how was Woodward this year?
It was definitely fun.
Yeah.
The rain definitely scared people away.
Oh, you guys got rain too?
A little bit, but it wasn't as bad as they made it out. Like we had I think the day before, Friday, we had hail warnings.
Oh.
Potential. So a lot of people got scared and didn't come, but it was still a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So give us a high level of your schedule for the weekend, when it started and when it ended.
My personal schedule, or when everything started.
So for you, for
what was
your Woodward schedule.
What was your week?
What did your Woodward kind of look like?
So Thursday. Hold on, now I have to think about this.
These are tough questions.
And Maya, ladies and gentlemen.
I hear an armadillo.
Yes.
I've been seeing an influx of armadillos on the side of the road, and I think of you every time, Allie.
Yeah, but did Jess tell you what she did for me?
No.
I finally saw a live armadillo.
Yeah, I just happened to go out
They
literally
hop.
in our backyard the other night to like let the dogs out or check the chickens. Yeah.
Who let the dogs out?
Jess.
Just I did. And I was like, "What's that in the yard?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And there's just like this fat old armadillo digging around. I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get this." So
I
videoed
almost
it.
reposted the video to my story. It was so cute.
That's hilarious.
I didn't know they hopped either, Allie. I was
Yeah,
really surprised.
it was the
Like,
cutest
hopped
little
away.
like hop thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
So
they do exist.
they do. Thursday started Michigan Assembly,
Okay.
which was really cool. There's like 4 different parts that they like let us see, and the line was running, so that was really cool. And then we had Ford's Garage. I was lucky enough that my boss let me borrow a Raptor.
Woohoo.
So
Wait,
Ford
which Raptor?
Which one?
Bronco Raptor.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, that
Not
was
as cool as it could have been. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be a Ranger Raptor, you know.
David Ray for a Bronco event? I don't think so.
It was an Azure Gray Bronco with painted fenders, and it was it was luxe. So it was, yeah, it was
Pretty
super
spicy.
fun. We were there until 7 or 8.
Did you see a shift change?
No, thankfully. And then
Wait, did y'all assemble anything?
no, we just watched. I thought it'd be cool if they like let us keep the vest or something, but we had to give them back.
Oh, I did. I have 2 of those stupid vests.
But there was like 100 of us that went.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. So they kind of needed them.
Yeah.
back.
So that
Yeah.
was really cool. It was cool to kind of meet up with a couple people for dinner just to see them before all the craziness started.
Happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so the next day started at 7,
Ooh.
I think. Like I had to leave at
7 in the morning.
Yeah, I had to leave my house at 7. Maya came with me on Thursday, so a bunch of people got to see Maya.
Nice.
It was Paquette Plant first, where they made the Model T. And then a handful of us in between Paquette and what did we do? What did we do? Shit.
And everybody, if you aren't following Allie on Instagram, you need to check out because she's got pictures of all the stuff she did.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
how professional these Instagrammers are. They put their
I'm like-
names under it, and I don't.
I
do
know, and we just
anything.
have Stampede review.
Yeah. So then I'm literally drawing a blank at what we did. Oh, we went to Henry Ford's house. So sorry.
Was he there?
He was not.
Probably.
I mean, unless it was the ghost of him. I don't know. So like
Wait. He's dead.
You
Wow.
were distracting her more.
Yeah. So between Paquette and Henry Ford's house, we had like a 2-hour gap. So a bunch of us were like, hey, let's go to the train station. Well, we tried to get as close as we could, but there were yellow or orange cones blocking us.
No,
from
not
getting
you.
in. Weird. So we went and I tried to get in 2 different doors. Couldn't get in the doors. So I asked a very nice groundskeeper worker, how mad would they be if we moved the cones? And he said he could not give me a yes or no answer. So we moved the cones. And we got our picture.
Don't be like Allie, people. Don't be like Allie.
Ask for forgiveness. instead of
Exactly.
permission.
He was
We
super
do-
nice. He
We
didn't
do
rat
not
us out.
condone such things.
He didn't rat us out. It was great. So yeah, and then we went to Henry Ford's house, which they're in the middle of redoing.
Wait.
Which was really cool to
Who's
see.
paying for the remodel? His wife
Huh?
or him? Like, why
What?
would they remodel this house? I thought this was his house. I mean, come on.
Well, because U of M actually bought it, and they had because it's
Heck yes, U of M. Sorry.
It's on Michigan, the University of Michigan's campus in Dearborn.
Yeah, it's at the backside of Dearborn's campus.
No, nobody cares about that stuff.
So they held it. They had like a kitchen in there, a banquet hall, like all this other stuff. So they're turning it back to what it used to be. And like they've redone furniture. We stood on like $150,000 rug.
Wow.
That they like recreated.
Wipe your feet on it?
Afghanistan.
Come on, do something fun.
No, we were like terrified. As soon as the guy told us how much it was, like everybody started looking at each other like we shouldn't be in here. So they just don't allow drinks in there, which is cool. So then we did that, and then we did the 4:00 picture at World Headquarters, which security almost arrested us. Because no pictures can be taken there. Little do they know we've done this.
Wait. I've seen Bronco Nation take pictures.
I was going to say, this was 2023 last year.
I know.
So.
The security guard tried to be like this big hot shot. It was comical.
I literally went and peeled out in their.
No, you did not.
That was Mexico.
And we revved the engine there.
Yeah, you rev the engine. That's about it.
And there was a Thunderbird. There was a Thunderbird convention there when we went.
Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then we did the picture, and then we convoyed from Dearborn to Cruise and Mirror, where like Ford's hub is, and Woodward. So we just passed them, honked our horns. We were obnoxious for a few minutes, and then everybody kind of broke off from there. I went to Cruise and Mirror to get my media pass, which is where I got to finally see Lobo.
So we sat in the same Lobo.
We probably did. I got to see Rob.
Ford, somewhere there's an All-Terrain Nation sticker on that thing.
No, you did not.
I didn't, but I would have been a lot cooler if I did.
Oh my god.
Dang, that's how you get uninvited from everything.
I'm like, that's ballsy. So,
I totally was like really questioning right here if he had or not, because he surprises me with some stupid ideas.
I love
sometimes.
that everyone's saying go blue. But I stayed there for a while, got to chat with you guys met Rob, who works at Ford. Got to hang out with Mike Levine. Got to hang out with him for a little bit. There's Laura, Jenna, and Kevin.
I get to see Mike in a few days.
Yeah. So it was super fun. We stayed there till like 10:30, I think. And then I realized, oh shit, it's 10:30 and I have to like go home on Woodward.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
That's
if you guys have
terrible.
never been down Woodward,
you get away from Woodward as far as you can and then figure out how to get home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find an exit, leave.
Yeah, it took me a good hour and a half to get home when it should take me like 50 minutes. And then I woke up at 4:30 for Woodward. People were already parked at 6:30
for the Bronco parking area.
Yeah, even though we told everyone 7, and then I think I left at 4:30 for Woodward. But it was a full 4 days, and then yesterday we had Bronco Outpost
there you go.
at Hollyoaks, which was I got there at 7:30 and left at 3:30, I think.
How was the training?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. It was very good. Laura was there. She can kind of put her 2 cents in there too. It was a nice small class. It had 11 people, like 11 separate Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really nice because you could ask questions on your Bronco. Like, hey, you guys are doing this. Like, what can I do? Because I don't have this option. So it was really cool to have them go like car to car and like walk them through it individually of like what to do, how to do something. Like, I mean, Laura didn't have a Sasquatch. She had her stock Outer Banks.
Unacceptable.
See, I told her to bring the limited. She didn't listen to me. And then there was a Bronco Sport Badlands who was driven by an older lady, and she literally did fantastic.
That's awesome.
Wait,
Like-
I'm old. Are you saying old people can't off-road?
She's older than you.
She's like a year older than you, Dave. Jeez, accept your youngness.
Yeah.
You
But no,
ageist people.
it was honestly super fun. And like, because we go to Hollyoaks all the time, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna pick up from this. But it was honestly really cool.
Well, that's why I was asking about it, because it seems like since you go there all the time, it's like, oh, cool, a new way of doing things or something. So that sounds fun. I love in this photo though, Miss Pure Cocaine down at the bottom there.
Stop calling her that.
Who has like probably 14 drinks in her hand. You know, there's probably something
That's a
hidden.
Sprite.
That's a
And it
Sprite.
looks, it looks like a coffee or something. Like, was Laura at 10? Was she looks maxed out there. Like she couldn't be.
She probably had
geeked out
to survive the weekend.
So I think she went full blown crazy mode when she met Joey Logano.
Yeah. That was
Because
cool
she
that he
did
was
get
there.
to meet him in this Ford booth. So she went a little cray.
Is this right when she was like afterwards? Because she looks like
This was Friday.
So she met him on
Friday
Saturday.
night.
Did Michael Levine and everybody there go, wait, this lady, she owns a dealership? What are we
No.
doing? She's at 10.
And Jenna, she was off her rocker.
No, I love you, Laura. I'm just playing with you
No,
because
she
you're
knows.
so much fun.
She knows that we love her.
And Laura, is it a Sprite or is it a Mountain Dew? Inquiring minds need to know.
Oh no. So no, here's my favorite part.
Scare missed a bit.
There's like a group. Oh my god, it was nuts. So when was it? Saturday
can't tell
night?
you.
Saturday night there was a group chat of all of us like that were all hanging out and stuff. That they had to add me in because I was like not part of like the full group chat. And I ended up texting Jenna asking what the hell they gave her. Because
Sprite.
she was like, there was a million texts at once, like all from Laura. So it was really funny.
Can you imagine her on like an energy drink and she said she doesn't drink
No.
coffee?
No. Like
Or
it's
energy
that
drinks.
one's more Laura never stops.
Just
Well, and then
can't.
at one point, so like she left at like 8:30 from Bronco Corral to go to Mustang Alley. And then 3 hours later, she comes back with like 5 bags.
Wait, she's pickpocketing people now?
No, she
Laura.
was shopping.
I mean,
She
she
went
might have
shopping.
with
I know, I
how much
saw
crap she
all-
bought.
All the t-shirts. She had a video of all the t-shirts she
Oh,
bought.
yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, Laura, I don't think you need an energy drink. I think you're
No.
good.
No, I think
you are the
we get a
energy drink.
good Red Bull or a Monster in you, and let's the party happen. Let's
No.
just see what happens.
No. Her heart
No.
might explode.
She's
Yeah,
like a
but,
hummingbird. I bet her heart's like a hummingbird.
Probably.
like 400 times of
Probably.
whatever.
I don't know. All I know is that I woke up this morning with like no voice,
You don't need.
You have one
those.
now.
barely. And then, yeah, I missed all of my alarms this morning. So,
No, and Peugeot, I thought of that too. I don't think that would be a good idea either.
yeah,
No,
I
not at all.
literally lived off of caffeine and Adderall this
Could you
weekend.
imagine-
So,
Could you imagine Laura hyper focused?
No.
on that at all? Like, like the force. She'd be like,
She would sell every
Mark-
single vehicle on her lot.
Mark. She'd be
somehow.
over there like moving stuff with her hands and like.
Not in this room. No, this is the Lego room. No,
Yeah.
don't touch anything.
You said that's the Lego room, so no,
Yes.
Yeah, stay away from the Lego room.
not the Lego room.
so it was, yeah, it was super fun.
Well, it sounds like it was a blast, and I kind of feel like we all have missed something. there.
All I gotta say is that like if you haven't gone, you should probably come next year because they're gonna be focused on Bronco's 60th birthday. Because it was definitely more focused on Mustang this year.
As it should be.
Just wait till next year.
Sounds like we all need to go up next year.
That's a
I
good
know.
one.
I feel like next year it needs to be like we did need an air tag on Laura. We don't talk about this.
Next time, just get her a necklace and hand it to her. No, don't tell her there's an air tag on it.
Rob says
You're like, don't worry about Just don't worry about it. Just put this in your pocket. It'll be fine.
Right.
Put on a Bronco keychain and it'll be great.
Yeah.
Well, trust me,
honestly,
we told our
Jenna, she was our leashed kid.
Trust me, we told our daughter that she's got these running shorts that she bought. They're Nike running shorts, and they've got like the spot for the key in the back, you know, like right at the middle of her back. And I told her I was going to put an air tag on her, so when she went running, I could track her.
Mike Levine was just waving in the picture, just because we told him to get in the shot.
That's the most I've ever seen Mike smile.
He was having so much fun.
I can see why.
So, okay, I have something to tell you later. I can't say it on there.
Got it. Next time.
Well, that was the show, everybody.
Hold on, I gotta do after hours talk later. So yeah, and then did you guys watch my story at all with Rob shouting out random car facts? I don't think it's on anymore.
No, I didn't.
So Rob, who you guys met at Takeover,
who is
like we would be
the Bronco design team, everybody.
Yeah, we would be standing there. And all of a sudden a car would go by and he would just start shouting out random facts over it of like what year it is, why it's the year that it is, and like all this others. It was like something shiny and it just took his attention away.
Did he not shout out like to everybody when the changes for Bronco were going to happen? Come on, Rob.
And what they were going to be? Jeez. No. Keep rolling. Next topic.
I got y'all.
Well, just stay tuned.
Next topic.
Anyway. But no, it was super fun. But next year is going to be even bigger with Bronco's birthday and things like that. So I think I'm more excited for next year than I was for this year already.
So I guess I know where we'll be next year, not at Stampede.
No, probably be at some Toyota event or something else.
Probably. But it's going to be fun.
No, we'll probably definitely be up there. Trust me, there was a lot of FOMO. I mean, I could only be in one place at one time. Our poor daughter had a softball game.
She had practice and then she had a game.
So yeah, it was like a struggle to want to concentrate between wanting to hang out with Mark and Jess or wanting to be in Michigan, you know, which is weird to say. But
yeah,
he's only married to a Michigan girl, you know.
I mean, you know, that state up north, but anyways, but no,
okay, you have to go through your crappy state to get to Michigan.
Whoa, you don't have to. You can go through Indiana.
Yeah,
not better.
No. Sorry, Indiana people.
Not better either.
No, let's time out on that. But anyways, yeah, so I was surprised that they didn't make any kind of official announcements for new colors, anything
like
Bronco.
anything of anything there.
It was normally Woodward's always the place they kind of do that at. So officially.
Ophel announcements.
What?
Nothing. Anyways, so but you know, it's always a good time. Were they on 9 Mile again with their, because they usually have all the cars there on 9 Mile and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good time. It would be
the pizza place is really good there.
We just can't take our daughter because she walked by all the medical marijuana places there.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot now that it's legal here.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me. Everywhere we went, when we went a couple weeks ago.
Why is Dad crying? No, I'm playing.
No, it's like everywhere we went, you could smell it in Michigan. Everywhere we went, and like go to the movies, go to the this, go to the that, and like we're neither side of
go to your mom's
things.
house.
No, we're neither side of it, but it's just like it's everywhere, like everywhere.
That's how plants do. They just tend to grow everywhere.
I mean, they call it weed. It grows everywhere.
See,
Mike,
they're just weeds.
Josh, Mike only posted the Mustang on his story. That was it.
Were they doing Mustang rides? Because our buddy, Blue, whatever Bronco, he was driving one. So were they letting people drive them? Friends of Ford or something, maybe? Or
if you were media, you can drive them.
Didn't take a lot to be media this year. What's going on? I didn't know that he was media, but
if you get a media badge, like I don't know how he got his. I got mine through Friends of Ford.
Nice.
But if you have a media badge, the last 3 years that I've done media, you've been able to drive all of the cars and get content and do kind of whatever you want. So yeah, there was 2 Bronco Raptors, a Raptor Ranger. They had a Mach-E Rally. They had the F100 electric.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah, they had 3 Mustangs, I believe. I believe it was 3 Mustangs.
They're done that.
We paid for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
paid a big price to drive that.
Mustang's dead too.
Yeah, if you get a media badge, you just have to fill out a form that like you're
So literally, they were right. You can just sign up for these things and they'll just throw cars at you.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. So that was super fun.
Damn all this work I've done for the past 10 years. I didn't know it was that easy. Anyway.
So you had a great time. That's
Yes,
awesome.
that is awesome.
And so you're recuperating today. And you were moving metal today.
Yeah. No, I was catching up to. Oh yeah, I did sell one today.
I did see your awkward video with your salesperson. What's his name? Does the funny videos, TikTok.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah, it was great. What is it like to work with Sam or something like that?
Yeah, it's never a dull moment.
Yeah. And he
never
had one
dull.
where he was sitting at your manager's desk or something, and he's like, I can get used to this. And then your manager walks up and goes, get out of my desk.
No, it wasn't even a manager. It was another salesperson.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't even his desk. Yeah. My favorite is when my manager asked what it was like to work with Sam, and he goes, I don't remember what he said, but he just said it so awkwardly. That's what it's like working at my dealer, guys.
Yeah, you gotta have fun there. Allie, I know because I've been asked a lot. 25 Mavericks order banks are open, correct?
I think so.
Have you guys been hit by them? Because I see on Maverick Club or Club Maverick, whatever it's called, that they're all excited for the 25s.
Yeah, not a ton. I mean, people are excited, especially for like the hybrid with all-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Miles a gallon sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's the truck you need, Allie.
Get you a Lobo.
I mean, it's my
For a
manager
commuter, that'd be
said
all right.
there's an ass for every seat.
See?
So.
There's a
My ass won't be
tailgate for every person.
Yeah. Kelly's
Sorry.
almost joking over
Trying to
there.
kill me over here.
Sorry. Oh,
But
yeah.
I know-
There was also a Raptor R. That's the other one that was there.
Oh, no. Well, that's well worth
That was
driving.
fun.
Yes, the best place to drive that is Johnson Valley.
That is true.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Woodward at 4 miles an hour wouldn't be that much
That's
fun
true.
in the Raptor R unless you want to run cars over.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, they didn't really tell us like where we could and could not go. So I do know that.
Why did
They
Allie
were
not come back for
thinking-
2 weeks?
Right?
Okay, not that long. Obviously, if you're gone for an hour, you're going to be getting a call from Mike Levine saying, bring our car back. But no, it was super fun because it was nice actually seeing like a Mach-E Rally in person because we haven't ordered one. We're not going to
Yeah.
unless the customer orders it.
It would be fun to see in person.
I did think the 60th anniversary Mustang, the badging and stuff, that was kind of cool. I don't like the wheels on that car.
I
at all.
love the Brittany blue color though.
Mhm. But I don't like the wheels on it at all for some reason. I
like them better in person
Yeah,
than in the photos.
they look like ceiling fans.
Yeah,
Like,
the photos
ceiling
I
fans.
feel like make them like fake.
Yeah.
Like they just don't look like real, I guess. I don't know. I liked them better in person than all the photos that they had of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Woodward was definitely a win this year. Granted, it was slower than normal, but it was still a ton of fun.
Well,
Nice.
good, man. It's nice to see the last hurrah. Everybody getting their cars out for one little last ride before it kind of gets the weather starts getting crappy up there. And
Yeah, it's funny. But you don't even know this. My mom texted me on like Thursday and was like, they're setting up big for Woodward. It's like there's a lot of Bronco stuff and like trying to tell me that I needed to come up for it. And I was like, Mom,
We
I'm good.
did.
and they're
So we did get in trouble last year. Somebody destroyed some flowers in some flower garden. So we had to break up the Bronco parking. So like we had a group of Broncos on one block. There's a park in the middle that Ford had set up a booth and they put like all the Bronco signs with like the Bronco script up,
Mhm.
which looked really, really cool. And they had like 4 or 5 Broncos staged out there with a tent that people could gather under with chairs and stuff like that. And then on the park next to it, we had like the 6 gens there. But the early gens that came out were gorgeous. And then, of course, the 6 gens, everyone did really well.
Speaking of gorgeous, though, I noticed Jordan Parker wasn't there.
Jordan Parker was there.
Was he there? But he was incognito because I seen that the Tesla satellite internet was not working properly, and Jordan needed to have his little fanny there.
It's not Tesla. It's the
SpaceX, whatever it is. But yeah, I seen they were trying to get their live stream going, and I was like, oh, it's live.
We thought it was live for like the first part, and then we're like trying to load it on our screens. We're like, guys, this isn't live.
Jordan would have had that problem like that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he was doing merch. He was there. He will also, Laura, Jordan, London, Cam will all be at Supercell, Colorado.
Nice.
Which is our next.
Will you actually be there this time?
I will. Knock on wood that Maya does not freak out.
Yeah.
Or have a moment.
Well, just buy her an airplane ticket, and she's your emotional support pet. And
she is my emotional support pet.
Take her with you. Well, good. Well, I'm glad that it sounded like a fun event. Sad that we didn't get any big official Bronco news. Now, clearly, Allie runs with Mike and the boys. That
you don't have to read.
They're down by the river. Luckily, y'all didn't have a Toyota Prius or anything, but yeah, it sounds like you guys were having fun there, and I'm totally jealous. Just kind of.
That just means everyone has to come up next year so we can celebrate Bronco's 60th birthday.
I challenge everybody. Let's do this. Let's definitely plan on ATN live on the strip.
So wait, hold on, wait. Is the date up yet? Hold on.
You can tell she's a dealer. Wait, there's more. If you throw down money right now, I will include the
I don't
undercarriage.
know if it's up yet.
It's always the same weekend.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be way better if it was like actually on Bronco's birthday?
And what's Bronco's birthday again?
August 11th.
It's not going to happen.
That's my half birthday, by the way.
Wait,
Just
which
saying.
half? Which half?
The older half.
I think it's always the 3rd. Yeah, it's the 3rd.
It'll be the 16th next year. 15th, 16th.
Oh, man, but Bronco's birthday's on that Monday, so it's the same week. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people don't just celebrate one day for their birthday. They have a whole month.
Exactly. We have an entire
You don't
week.
let me celebrate the whole month.
You're damn right. I don't even celebrate a birthday.
Oh, God.
That's on you.
The 50 is coming up.
Why don't you tell the whole world that your birthday's coming up?
Well,
in
November. Come
2
on.
months.
21st. You know, if you guys want to send a card or $1,000 bills in it, there is the PO box number in the description below. Well, Allie, I know you're tired, so I don't want to take up all your time. I know you were to get Allie on here. Everybody asked last week, "Where's Allie? Where's Allie?" And we're like, "She's just."
And they thought our budget was busted.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What budget?"
Yeah.
According to Andy Ackerman, that the B team down there, I had to lose some money to gain the B team. So
we're waiting for our checks.
The checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this for like a year and a half. I'm still waiting on my first one, so.
Yeah, but you moved, Allie, so they sent the check to the old house.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
it.
I included a nice.
We'll never get it.
I included a nice mic system with you, and I guarantee you've not used it yet.
Yeah, I have. It's right here.
Oh, good.
Did you use it?
I can't pull it any farther, but it's right
No,
here.
not that.
No,
I'm
not
talking about
that.
for your phone.
The mic for your
The
phone.
lapel mics.
Oh, I used it this weekend.
Nice.
See, those are your bonuses.
There you go.
There's 2 of them. So that's 2 years of bonus.
There you go.
Well, Allie, I'm going to let you go tonight because I'm going to let you rest up. We're going to need some info on that.
We're going to need some green room talk.
Yeah, green room talk maybe later.
Yeah.
Unless you want to hang out, Allie. Once again, I know you're tired, so I don't want to.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to pass out.
Go pass out.
Well, that was Allie Dubois.
Go check her out. Bye, Allie.
The French connection there. You guys obviously go follow her socials. You know what to do. Allie has all the fun stuff. Clearly, she was doing a lot of fun stuff that you didn't get to do.
Why don't you rub it in? Sorry, that's like hit number 3.
No,
Sorry,
guys,
apparently I'm
abuse.
You know why? It's because you've given me
I didn't give
vodka tonight.
Yeah, I injected it in you. I was like,
you brought me a cup of ice.
Water, H2O, frozen water. And how did vodka get in there?
Because you have it on your desk.
What's your side of the desk? My side's got whiskeys. Choice of
Thank you, Steve P.
Choice of proud people.
We're the same here too. Brown on this side. Clear on that
clear,
side.
Clear on this side. So
they're like us. They're Boyd Lights.
I know.
Boyd Lights.
I don't know. They might be Boyd heavier drinkers.
Technically, we should be the B team since we're the Boyds.
You want to be a B team on your own channel?
I basically am now. What's the difference? Oh man. So back to, we got some Woodward talking here. I'm glad that Allie, because we didn't think Allie was going to get to come in here. So I'm glad that she got to join in for a little bit.
That girl has a tendency to do way too much. Yeah. So we were trying to give her some grace of like, take the night off if you want. She was like, I said I was going to be here. Check your messages. So.
Yeah, I definitely felt like the same FOMO, Dave, like seeing all the posts between Allie and Laura and, you know, a whole bunch of other friends that we follow that were up in Woodward. I was like, what? I want to be there.
Next year.
Yeah, no, there was no way for, I mean, if what I was told wasn't going to happen, so that we weren't going to drive up here because we were just there for the dunes.
Yeah.
That's a long ass drive.
Yeah,
that's a long ass drive, but it would have been cool to have the Bronco doors off and cruising the strip and, you know, bring back
taking it home.
Taking the Bronco home?
To map.
Oh, that. I was like, well, yeah, we would bring the Bronco home.
Maybe
unless you know something I don't know.
Y'all.
Is there another Mustang up there that we want to
trade
in on?
We already wrote that check.
Yeah, damn right we did.
And they cashed it.
And according to Andy, we've outed some poor truck driver, and we need an update.
But we didn't because
we need an update.
Okay, let me see where
we think the car was sold.
I think it was sold. It was at a bougie apartment complex the last time I checked it.
He's like tracking it on your app still.
Yeah.
Because they have to remove
I love it.
They have to remove the car. All right, so where's she at today? Oh, wait, that's not Murfreesboro.
Still in Louisiana. I looked earlier today.
Okay. It's in a pond.
No. It's near Lake Pontchartrain, though. It's at the same place it was last time. Yeah, so it's at a bougie apartment complex.
No, we saw there was a dealership.
There's a dealer right next to it. So it's either at the bougie apartment complex or it's at the dealership next to the bougie the BMW dealership next to the bougie apartment complex.
God, if they knew our troubles with BMW, they wouldn't park that car there. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyways, hi Mark and Jess.
Yo, MTM.
What's up, Mountain Metal? Speaking of Mountain Metal, great
Ford
booth.
Video guys in there too.
I saw that. We got royalty in the house. Got to talk to Nick a little bit. His dad more than Nick. Nick was out there slinging. Speaking of slinging metal, he was out there literally slinging mountains in metal. So
mountains of metal.
They have a new cool thing on their slide out drawer. They do a rear slide out drawer, but they have this mat they put on it that was pretty bitching. Did you see that, Jess?
I didn't see the mat. No, I tried.
Yeah, you stick it to the bottom of it. It's really cool.
No, she was too much trying to buy all the pieces for the tailgate. Yeah.
I literally walked over there and talked to like Ashley and Zach and Nick, and I was like, I hate you guys and I love you. I'm gonna bring you all my money.
Well, I guess first off, when we talk about this, before we critique the event, did you guys buy anything? Mark, did you buy anything?
You're lucky you weren't there because I bought more Oracle lights, Dave.
Thank goodness he was not there. Rebecca doesn't need any more.
The taillights are kind of interesting to me, but not enough that I want to throw that kind of money at them.
So no, I bought the visor light.
So what Mark bought is like this for his Bronco. So it's this thing.
Correct.
Bill of a hat.
Yes, I did. As you guys, you know, my AT-AT, it suited the need of a light bar and continued the overall build and look that I was going for.
Do you hate your ears?
Do I what?
Do you hate your ears? Because I just can imagine all you hear.
So according to them, like there's not a lot of, and I mean, I won't know until
after they swipe the credit card. There's no whoop. After the credit card was swiped, no, it doesn't make anything.
No, so I was talking to the guys there, Jeff and everybody, and they had very slow sales like day one, and then day two they said they were lined up at the booth, like, and they had brought a bunch of the visors. I talked to them on day one and during load out or load in, and they're like, oh yeah, we've got them in the carbonized gray, we have them in the black, come by and see us, not a big deal. That was him.
Did you go with carbonized gray?
Will you let him finish?
But my soft top is black, and I wanted to continue that look. I thought it would look weird if it was carbonized gray. But when I went back over on day two, they're like, we sold out. Like, we sold every one that we had brought. And they were like, our goal was just to try to sell one of these things on day two, and we sold all of them. So
that's crazy.
Oracle had a big day.
IAG did as well. Like, when I talked to them on Friday, they sold out of a lot of things on Friday, which is, and we'll get into it a little bit, but I was surprised at what they were selling out of and the prices that it was.
Well, and IAG was the only vendor doing installs. They had purchased more room behind their big display rig, specifically to have, they were smart. They had genius. 3 lanes of install lanes behind their semi.
Like 2 deep, and I think they saw the success at Supercell of doing that. And repeated that same thing. I mean, those guys were out there sweating from start to finish every day. It's hot in that parking lot.
You know what was cool about IAG being there was you had all of the leadership there. It wasn't just like they forced their underlings to go down there and move stuff,
and especially be outside in the heat.
JJ and Rick, the CEO and the COO or whatever Rick's position is there. All I know is he's friends with Jess. But and they were out there selling. I was very impressed with the fact that they were out there doing it. I do remember me and JJ were talking when we did the first interview with them. It was JJ a little bit walking around, and that's how Kelly was, by the way.
Thanks for asking.
All the vendors did. They go, "Hey, where's your better half?" And I was like,
"That's right.
Dang it, man.
Y'all know." Trying to parent.
I know, but I was surprised that they just were out there sweating their balls off like everybody else, man. Yeah. And I did take them some refreshments. I don't know if they all got their refreshments, but
we planned it too, because he was like, we don't have anything. I was like, oh yes, we do. You just wait a minute. So I went through the liquor. I went through our cabinet.
Collected a lot of little mini bottles.
And so made sure we took it all.
I kept our friends lubricated. But no, so you didn't get the light bar then, or you have to ship it?
No, they shipped it to me, but
you still get the show deal.
Got show deal, free shipping, all the good stuff.
Free installation
with the light bar extension, wiring, and stuff like that. So
free installation for himself.
No, he tried. He tried to get him to come over and install it.
I
He's
did.
Like, my Bronco's right there.
I told Jeff on the first day, I'm like, hey, I'll buy that if you guys walk over here and install it.
I was there for that. Yeah, because Jess is sending pictures of me at the Oracle booth to Kelly and trying to worry Kelly to death of what I was doing there.
Because I was trying to hold you both by the collar. Say, no, you don't need any more lights right now.
See, she was the stand-in wife for the weekend.
Right? I know my role.
Thank you. Thanks, Boo.
No, seriously, Oracle always has a really cool booth. They have all the cool colored lights this year, which I didn't. There's no interest in me in that, but I know people that love that stuff. But they had it there, and the deals were pretty good. But their taillights, I would kind of be interested in, but not, like I said, not enough right now that I want to throw that money at that. The biggest thing for me was we have a dual ARB compressor sitting here, new in the box, with a.
If you've been following the show, we got it.
I've had it for 2 years now.
The warranty is way gone.
I was trying to get it installed before we went up to the dunes because I didn't know about the air up situation there, and we just didn't get it done. But now, freaking IAG has this amazing in the tailgate system where you put the pump in where the med cabinet is for mount. Sorry, Nick. This looks a little more useful for me right now.
Wow.
But it would go to the med cabinet would go to a good home. But I told. Yes, it would go to Jess.
Sloppy seconds. I don't care.
Jess is like, I'm the home. But they the air pump. I had some concerns. I was like, because I've seen them talk about this for a while. So they put the pump in where the med cabinet goes, and I was talking to JJ. I was like, are you guys not concerned about heat?
Yeah.
Because paint doesn't tend to like extreme heat like that. And he said he was telling me all the testing that I was very surprised at all the testing they did to that to make
Especially because
sure.
we have the Rapid Red.
I forget. He said they went through 8 tires on one cycle to see how hot it would get in there, and they never had any issues with the paint or anything. So, and then they did another round of that, and I forget he like 30 tires or something. They tested it up to and never had a problem with it, except the pump. The little pump didn't like that. But I love how the pump's in there hidden out of the way, because that's my concern. I don't even care if you put it in the engine bay; it's still going to get wet and can corrode and stuff. But where they have it in the tailgate is very cool. But then they have a little like a 1 gallon tank that goes behind the spare tire, so you don't see it. And that is like super cool. And then you can pump it up. And then they had their, damn it, another thing I want is they have the inflators, the 4 tire inflators, so you can do it all at once. Yeah,
that'd be real nice.
That would be very nice. So
especially when you're battling other people at the air up at the sand dunes that decided they were going to take two hoses per vehicle.
That was the one thing that pissed me off the dunes was the bro squad that would line their car up and like, yeah, it's like everybody with an air pump
like a pit boss
in one car. Like, hey man. See,
sorry, Mark. We talked over
typical
you.
Michigan people.
Stop it!
I bet they were all University of Michigan people.
Oh,
Hey.
Jess.
No.
I should say that just let us use her deflators that went to 25 and didn't really deflate much.
Hey, we had that conversation. It's not my
I used a rock.
That was a private conversation.
I used a rock.
You did use a rock. That was badass.
But Mark,
So the rock thing, you don't even know about this. So Jess comes over and she's like, hey, do you need one of these? I was like, I got this. And I pulled out a rock and she goes, oh my God, what did you say? Like, oh my God, you're resourceful or something. And I was like, you got to, because sometimes you just don't have the tools.
And then you switched and found a better rock. Like
I
halfway
did.
through.
Oh,
Like, oh, this is a better
Not
rock.
good enough.
you always modify to a
So
better
guess
rock.
what? Do you know where the better rock went? In my glove compartment.
Nice.
It probably will be forgotten about, or he'll go through it and be like, why the hell is this rock in here? Throw it out. But hey, it was my tire deflator. But IAG said that there were only 3 people that were installing. And I want to follow up with this. Apparently, they were also saving other vendors' tents and such during the storm too. So they are the real MVPs.
That storm that rolled through there was absolutely
intense.
Crazy. It was the end of the day on Friday.
Did you just say that was intense?
Yeah, camping. It's intense.
Tense.
But we had just sat down at dinner at that little Mexican place across the street, and all of a sudden, like, we're looking out, it's the mountains and serene and all gorgeous and loud and margaritas. But
way to let us know about margaritas. Jeez.
Well,
you wouldn't have been there.
You should
I
see what
know.
she was drinking.
Right. It's Rochelle's fault. Anyway, and then all of a sudden,
Was it cold in there?
Super dark and crazy, and like something smashed into the lobby window, like one of their windows broke. Yeah. And then it was over. Like, oh, all right. Well,
at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, like the whole. It's like literally.
So
like
they do cut glass
through town. David.
What? Whatever through the glass cut
So
glass.
anyway, IG was doing installs and stuff, right?
But no, clearly we're having fun. But yes, I know, and there'll be one in the damn truck if you guys, we've talked about sponsorship of the show, me, JJ, and
Hey,
Rick.
stop drinking. You're not supposed to talk about other things.
But if you just would like to include your catalog,
Send one of
get
them.
that IAG tattoo.
Whoa. That's where I draw the line. This is still my
it'll
body.
just say Rick.
Just Rick, but in a heart.
And I'll get Jess pointing to it on the like.
Right now, it's just getting bigger and bigger. Stop.
It's a whole back piece. It'll be great.
Go back. Let's rewind. Yeah.
So since we're talking about IAG, the other thing that I thought was great, and I had conversations with some of those guys out there as well, and I heard it from a couple other vendors, is I thought it was impressive that when all those vendors and those folks are in the same place, they want to talk to each other to make sure like their parts are working with other people.
Think they all want to talk to each
other. Well,
other.
maybe not all of them, but it impresses
They just slapped me. That's slap one tonight.
No, you've been slapped like 6 times.
Oh,
we started over.
How much have you been drinking? Sorry, Jess, go for it.
Well, I mean, it's as a regular Jess consumer, Jess Blow, no, regular Bronco consumer.
Where's the show going?
Like
This is why we're the B team and not allowed on live. Good.
I appreciated the fact that those guys were
You
like,
get edited out.
I need to go talk to them to make sure our parts work with their parts.
Yes.
Because they want to make sure that the customers are happy. I personally ran into it at Stampede. We've seen it a handful of times, and just casual conversations. And because I was with Mark and the Diabolical team, like a couple people came to me like, oh, okay, you're over there. We want to come talk to them because we've heard our stuff might not work with their stuff, or their stuff might not work with our stuff. And like really that collaboration for the community as a whole, I was like, that's rad. That's what we're here for.
100%.
It's which Jeep they just beat their kids into the ground and tell them to F off.
Or that,
Nice, Scott.
Bye, Scott. Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing I will say that I feel is different with this community than any other off-road community, because even when we were in the Nissan world, it wasn't like that.
It was a pirate's life for me.
It really was. It was like, who can make the most money off of everybody? And I don't give a shit if my stuff fits with everybody else, because mine's going to be the superior stuff. And so like we see that in Jeep too, is like there's maybe not necessarily a crossover of like what works with what. And actually I had the same thing happen at Supercell as well, is that manufacturer came over and was like, hey, I just want to see if my stuff works with the Diabolical that's in your car. Like, because we want to make sure. Yeah, because it was actually IAG that was like, hey, we want to make sure that this part works, or if we can modify the product to make it work with this, because they know that the slipstream that we have is a great product, and they're not going to make something, because they know it's already superior. There's not a way to really kind of make it better, but they want their products to be able to work with it. So, definitely that piece of it. So it's great to see the community realizing, or the manufacturers and the vendors and things like that, realizing to work together, because not every Bronco is going to be a one size fits all for people. And the fact that
Bronco
Jess
Sport
might want
regular Bronco.
I was on a run.
Sorry.
Like what Jess might want for hers may not be the same thing that I want for mine. And the same with Mark. And Mark, I don't need any more lights on my truck. And all the things. So, it's great to see that working together piece of things. And
and now that we're 2.5, 3 years in almost to having our Broncos, definitely in our circle of crazy Bronco people, we've all added stuff and removed stuff and changed stuff. So that aftermarket community is taking all of our money, but that's exactly it. And they can't know.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick. They can't, everybody can't know everything that's going to work. Like there's not one math problem that works for everybody's Bronco.
Hey, speaking of math problem, did you get to keep the Diabolical t-shirts?
Yes.
There you go. Look at you, girl. I only have one. You got two.
Oh, leveled up.
So also anyway. To piggyback on the vendor piece is like a lot of these vendors, if you've got something on your vehicle and you don't know if it works with something else, call the vendor, because a lot of times they either already know or they want to know if their product works with something. So I know you can call Alan with Diabolical and he can tell you
has
everything,
a pretty good idea,
or not, maybe not everything, but the majority of things that will fit with his product, his slipstream, because he wants to make sure that, people continue to, utilize that if they need something else and all those things. So he makes a good attempt at doing that. So definitely, if you ever have a question about something fitting, definitely contact the manufacturer directly and see if they go together.
Legendary Bronco artist Tim Bartz with Long MacArthur Ford is in the house, and he's looking forward to trying out some IAG parts. So I'm just saying, IAG, I know you watch this show occasionally. Wink, wink. Those cup holders are pretty rad.
Well, and Kelly, that was the exact experience that I had back in April with IAG. I messaged them a couple weeks earlier asking about their skid plates, and they're like, well, we're not sure, because I have a couple other aftermarket parts on the front end of my truck. And I said, all right, I'm going to talk to you guys when I get to Supercell in a couple weeks. And it worked.
I'm going to make sure my booth is next to theirs this year at Supercell.
Seriously, we're just going to be there the whole time. But I rolled up, guys crawled under in like 4.5 seconds and figured out it didn't work. So super apologetic. They were so nice. And I was like, don't apologize to me. Like, you guys now know that this doesn't work with this other part I have.
Mhm.
I didn't buy something that I can't use. Where did it go?
Got dirty for nothing.
Hey, it's a family show,
I'm
man. Come on
sorry.
now.
You know,
It's
and
all
I
her
did the
fault.
same thing at I did the same thing at Supercell. I went over to Nick, the guys at Mountains to Metal. I have that best top Trek top on my two-door. Your mounting points for the Molly panels, for the two-door Molly panels, are the same places. Will they hook up? Nick sent his guys over. Go figure this out. You know, and he got an answer that they have to leave off one of the mounting brackets, and they can now publish that on their site. That, hey, if you're a two-door and you have an aftermarket, like, so part of that community is us as, you know, buyers and purchasers of all this product, is working with those guys to identify issues that they may not have thought about. Armor Light was sending guys during Stampede to my truck because they had questions. People came over and said, hey, will this work with a diabolical unit?
Damn it. So you have the Armor Light in there now?
Yeah.
I'm
Like, for months.
completely
Dave,
forgot
where
about that
have you
because I wanted to see it.
Or I guess you have to come over.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
can't even get
Guess
out.
we're just gonna have to
I can't
visit.
believe the park is next to my house where my kid plays softball. I can't go past that.
And Life 360 says you've left the
Yeah,
park.
there's a geocache around me that Kelly will be like,
Yeah.
Your air tag goes off.
But Armor Light was sending guys over to my
Pickles.
truck and said, hey, he's got the Armor Light flooring and a diabolical unit in his vehicle. Go check it out.
Yeah.
You know, so it's that partnership, not only, like I said, between vendors, hey, does my part work with your part, but it's us as the consumer raising those questions back up to the vendors.
100%.
And I didn't see them there this year. Were
Armor
they
Light?
there?
Yeah, they were right by the entrance doors.
Same spot.
He
they
just
were
said
at.
they
so
came over to look at his truck.
It's leading up to something.
He just beelined right to Oregon.
Yeah, and Nick, I talked to Armor Light. Nick made sure, because Armor Light was selling out of flooring there. Like, I watched so many of their boxes go by.
Oh, yeah,
Nick
we said
from,
load you up.
Nick from Mountains and Meadows was like, I can't let this pass me. He had to run over and get one too.
Yeah, no, it looks tough as shit, man. Like that. Like, I mean, the current you were a Wild Track, so you had carpet, but even our
Carpet.
our washout flooring, I would much rather have the Armor Light because it looks pretty like it'll take a beating.
Leave Rebecca alone. She is good the way she is.
The Armor Light flooring's wicked. You need it, Dave.
Stop it.
Do what? Do what, Mark?
He didn't say anything.
Like, you're like anything.
So
Anything.
let's talk about the event a little bit, because so I was over there on Friday and it started out with a disappointment because I took the Ranger Raptor over and, you know, getting much better fuel economy than I would have in her Bronco, and the doors are off, so that would have been awkward driving all the way across Tennessee with no doors on. But it started raining. And I was like, well, this is just setting the damn tone of how this Friday is going to go. And I literally I had to figure out how to get my press badge and all that. And the lady, I'm soaking
Because he didn't have me with him.
No, but I'm soaking wet. And the lady goes, is it raining out there? And I was like, come on, man.
He's like, lady, right now is not the time.
Because I parked a little further out because I wanted to save space for Broncos. So I was trying to be the nice guy.
My wife is not here to keep me in line, so please don't.
Yeah, I was like, we're not setting the tone here well. And Justin, you know, she was very nice afterwards. So I know Justin Murray, who is he won't watch tonight because he's in the
She was just meaning to be nice.
She was being funny. But Justin's getting ready for the invasion. But so that set the tone of it. And then I get in there, and of course, like you guys said earlier, they were very same spot. So right by the loading bay, which was nice. It's probably great for Alan when you want to leave because you're one of the first ones to leave, but getting in there, you're waiting for everybody to probably get in there. But I did notice that there was a fewer vendors than there were the year before inside. And I'm sure part of that was year one, they sold it. Hey, you know, they probably offered some cheaper rates for some of the bigger vendors to draw them in. I'm just assuming. But I didn't see some of them. I mean, Havoc was there. Obviously, Mountains to Metal was there. You said Armor Light was there. Oracle was there. But Morimoto.
We know one that wasn't there because they weren't allowed back. But that's another story. But so we know that
Nor
there
was their
some
product
vendor
allowed in that building.
So we knew that there was some vendor space, obviously, that needed to fill.
But I did notice there was a couple holes missing. or tables added to spots that, the year before wasn't there. So the one thing that did bother me was seeing the IAG booth outside, which seemed to be the biggest draw outside. I know there was, what was it? What's the shot company?
JRI.
Is it JRI, who I interviewed? They were outside, and there was
outside
speaker company, which was annoying me because as a creator, I want to make money on this event. That's why I drive over there, is to keep the good times going here, keep the lights on. And when you're playing copyrighted music, it's like kind of
you get copyright infringed on your YouTube coverage.
They get all the money. So thank you. But we did a nice interview with Justin was over there with his shelter green Bronco, or not shelter green, eruption green Bronco. And those shocks are pretty wicked, man. I know Mark was really burning a hole through this. The shocks.
He almost had me convinced. I mean, and they've got a great setup. There's you got to change out a few other components. It's not like a kit. Like you got the icon, so you were able to get upper control arms and all the things. It's just the shock. So when you start doing just that, then you have to reach out to other vendors to provide other things.
Well, I think Justin said they were going to do upper control arms. So and the way they're doing their upper control arms, you get a lot more adjustability.
Yeah.
Versus what everybody else is doing. Because this company is, I think Justin said they won 10 NASCAR championships or something like that. So they know
they've got it. They're just new to the off-road community. That's
they
why
just only go left.
Yeah.
They can only go left, but a very nice ride when they go left.
Twice a year, they go right.
So is that driver or passenger, Dave?
What, when they go left?
Which direction would you put them if you're directing them? What words would you use?
You don't want to listen to my words.
Listen to his hands.
But there was
it. You've got to.
Like you said, Funhaver was out there, which they had a nice booth. I love those fenders on those things, man. They look really cool. I just don't know that I'd want to go through the work putting those fenders on there.
No.
And they don't want you standing on those fenders. Ask me how I know from SEMA a few years ago. They don't like you standing on those.
I don't know why
Jay Leno. I was trying to get the scoop on Jay Leno. Anyways, but that was really it on the outside. And I think I told you guys privately, I was like, I think they should have just focused on inside.
Yeah,
just forced everything on the inside. I think that the way the loading ramp and stuff is set up, that IAG could still do installs. I think somebody else was doing a few installs out there as well. And there was the parking lot. They could set that up for installs, but I don't know. I'm just, me and you were talking about it. If people are bumping into each other, it's you're forcing confined space. It feels crowded. Then it didn't feel crowded enough for me. Now you guys were there on Saturday when the crowds would have came through. I
know IAG said it was a lot busier for them from a sales perspective.
Well, and that's where I was going is I know on Friday I was talking to JJ and he was surprised. He said they sold more on Friday than they did at Supercell, which blew me away because Supercell, they were slammed.
They were pumping.
But he said they were doing more expensive items.
Yeah, the bigger stuff.
The air pumps, they were sold out of those on Friday.
Wow.
Or they had one left or something like that, which was like $600, $650 a pop. The system.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, man. Because the IAG booth is great because they have that big tractor trailer and they have all the cool stuff like you would walk into a 4-wheel parts or something where you can just grab something, go to the register. They have it all set up for that. So the smaller stuff they have sitting there. You know what they don't have?
$6.99.
Tube doors. They didn't have any damn tube doors.
Tell me how you know.
Tried.
But tube doors are coming. But yes, Hypermotive Racing $6.99, which is that's not a cheap price tag. You know, I always think of $100 items for these events because people drop $100 pretty easily. They grab it and then go install it in their house. But $6.99, that's a big nut to bear there.
Yeah, for people to be like, yeah, let me do it, and then you sell out of it. So that's a huge.
Of course, Allen's stuff was not cheap by any means.
No.
It's great quality.
Worth it.
Yeah, worth it. But you said they sold out of two-door stuff right away?
Yeah, we sold out of the regular, I'll call it regular two-door because he does have stuff that keeps in the back seats and stuff that deletes the back seats. So the more advanced stuff that you'd have to remove your back seats for, we didn't sell out of. but he did really well. I mean, we sold out of the 2-door, and then we were ordering and shipping to home for more of it.
Awesome.
Talking to a lot of them, it was the year of the 2-door. Like,
well, because there's a lot
because
of
they're
2-door
actually on the
people out
market.
there. Yeah,
They're actually out there
on the roads. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I talked to the guy who was over at Havoc, and he's like, I've literally outfitted I don't know how many 2-door. They just come in like, all of this. I want all of this.
Is it like magic?
Yeah. And they were wheeling 2-3 cartloads of stuff out the door every 10 minutes.
Well, if you think about it, like we know people like Honest Smith that had like the corner of his garage ready with product when his Bronco came in, but he had a 4-door. So if you think about it, everybody was, I mean, and you know this, Mark, because you've got a 2-door. It's hard. It used to be very difficult to find 2-door products because there just weren't 2-doors for manufacturers to test out their products on, make sure the fit is there, make sure it's all the things. So it is definitely interesting to see that back end of it where the 2-door people are like, I can buy this stuff. All right, I'm buying it all. Like, here's my budget of what I was gonna buy before. So definitely interesting.
It is. It is definitely.
Oh.
Definitely interesting.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Right. But so what was some of the things that stood out to you guys about where do you think they could make some improvements?
I think depending on the vendor base that they get, I think you're right. I think bringing everybody indoor. You bought one of the chairs. That chair dude had a huge display. I mean, it was a huge area right in front of Havoc. Last year he was where Cooper Tires is this year. But next to them was Cutco Cutlery and
coffee and pasta.
There's a coffee and pasta sampling right in the middle of the showroom floor. And I was like, and you couldn't buy a cup of coffee from them. It was so least you can sit here and do shots until you've had enough coffee, and you can leave. But why are they given what I would consider prime real estate in the center over having IAG? Like, if IAG was where that guy with the chairs was, like that would have been a huge draw to that sort of corner.
Or they could have been on the back wall, like where Bronkbuster and all them were. They could have been on that very back wall. And I'm not pushing Bronkbuster nose out of the way by any means, but I mean, it's a big trailer they have, so it needs a lot of room.
Yeah. And there were a lot of big trailers in there. I was very excited. I'm in my real life, I work in transportation. So I was very excited to watch these semi drivers drive out of the show floor.
For load out.
Tents and all sorts of stuff set up inside. I was like, this is amazing. But we had noted there was a handful of vendors that we saw last year that weren't there this year. Dave, you mentioned like Morimoto Lighting wasn't there. Kelly, the booth that had the t-shirts and the tchotchkes and all the Bronco stuff, they weren't there.
But they had someone there selling IVs this year.
Yeah.
Like
Bill Steve Shocks wasn't there. Like,
would you say they were selling, Mark?
IVs.
Like the vitamin IV thing?
Yeah. Like,
Nick.
Ask Nick. You on there? Yeah. Nick knows. He had a rough night. He went over there and got a pick-me-up IV.
That doesn't surprise me. Why doesn't that surprise me? How much were the IVs? So I'm curious. Did you get like a show discount? Because I know how much they are around our area.
You shared a needle. That was your show discount.
Stop that.
I didn't.
And next to the IV people was someone selling like
purses.
Designer purses. And I'm like, what's happening?
Okay, you skated past the cost of the IV. Do you know how much it was?
I don't know.
You said Nick needed one.
Pay, Nick? Come on, cough it up.
All right, Nick, I need to know how much did you pay for your IV and what did you get? Got to know. If you want to PM me, that's okay.
He got Mountain Dew. Because I saw that. I thought it was a play
they
thing.
Had one that was for like pain. They had like just a general wellness and stuff like that.
I mean,
please
I'll
tell
be
me
honest.
there was a nurse of some sort there.
They are.
They are.
So okay, I have to be honest. That's actually really freaking smart. To be honest with you, that's actually really smart when you're like have all these vendor people that are like going all the time. And from what I've understand, if you get one of those vitamin like IV things, like you're a whole different person. Like legit, you get it. And
like you're a transformer.
115 is actually cheaper than around here. So that's I've never had one, but
So you get a drip IV and you like transform into a car or Bronco?
pretty much, yes.
It's pretty cool.
It's called the Bronco. It's called the Bronco Pack. Yeah.
Form of a bucket of water.
But so that's interesting that there were a lot of like off the beaten path kind of things for an auto show.
Yeah,
Right.
and it was to me it felt very I need to fill these other spaces.
I feel like by mixed it was like leftovers. Oh, got a little of this. Let's just throw it in the bag.
A little of that. But yeah, there was very much a feel in certain areas of the convention center of why are you here? And you could kind of see that people weren't kind of like hanging around those areas. They were just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
But like the last year they had the guys that had all of the med packs.
Yes, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wait, were they not there?
they were not there this year.
Mm.
So
do you think the pricing, because I mean I don't know officially, I can't say hey this is what it costs, but I know to be inside in the AC it's a little pricey.
Like it's a little more expensive.
And I will say Justin there's a big nut to fill on that one because that building's got to be expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
And I'm sure they're not, for him trying to get the Bronco and going, they're not giving you a discounted rate of like, oh, we'll help you out till it gets going. No, they have a charge and they're going to charge this.
Right.
But I mean, when you see the G version of this, you're like, it'll be packed. I mean, it'll be packed. All these vendors will be.
We were actually talking about it. Was where I was like, man, but when we went, we were shoulder to shoulder. And it was like, wait, no, that was Jeep Invasion a year before that when we went. So it was like definitely a different experience. But it is.
I think some of the vendors got scared off the first year. Like it
100%. I could see that.
Wasn't that big. We didn't get, I paid all this money. I didn't really get a return on my investment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going, maybe we'll reinvest when the show gets bigger. But for now.
What a tough thing for a vendor though. Because you've got to, somebody has to be the people that take those early bullets. You know what I mean?
Right.
They have to be the infantry out there of like,
to make yourself established.
Yeah, so the general can come in and swoop in and save the day. But that's where I feel like when I saw the prices initially last year, I was like, that seems a little tough. And then like knowing like Alan's business with Diabolical, like he has a couple items. It's not like he has a semi truck of things he sells.
Right.
Like he's very specific, and he wants to sell product and I would say be in the inside for one, because remember last year was a nightmare hot.
It was so hot last year,
and it was hot this year, but not like last year.
Yeah,
you still needed a hoodie to be inside.
Well, but the nasty weather outside also encourages you to be inside too. Yeah. So
I still did get sunburn walking from one end of the parking lot to the other. So there's that.
I tried to hypermoto. I did. They were next to Alan's booth, so I did a loop. I wanted to walk around real quick and see who kind of get an idea of who I wanted to talk to at the event. And I walked in with the intentions of like just saying hi to them, and they were gone. So their booth time was like 15 minutes. I mean, it wasn't. Their Bronco looked cool. That Bronco's a badass Bronco.
Was there all weekend, but they weren't.
But the top on it, you're like, I just feel like that's rubbing it in people's noses right now. And that was last week's topic, but like, just doesn't seem like something you want to promote right now. So
yeah. Armadillo Design was there though, showing off their new aluminum hardtop, like that thing. So
let me bring up a video of this because you shouldn't have brought that up.
He's had too much.
No. I'm perfectly fine.
Well, one of the other things we saw with like, the kind of swap up of who was there versus who wasn't there, there were definitely a lot more, I think, and Kelly, Dave, we talked about this, over the weekend, like on the club side. So this is a shopping event, right? People come and they want their wallets out, they're ready to spend. And you saw that, Dave, you learned that from talking to, the guys and who's there. I think because I spent a majority of my time last year out in the show and shine field, like hanging out with people, there was definitely a lot more hanging out to be had, which, we all know like that this Bronco community is pretty small and it's getting bigger and bigger, but we all kind of know each other. There's people from Michigan and Utah and all.
Like we're all far away though, Jess. Did you go out there this year? Because it just seemed like there were big gaps in between the clubs.
There was a separate parking for people that wanted to buy extra tailgate space. Sorry.
There was a lot of room.
But there was definitely more people than was there last year for, you know, the hanging out aspect of it.
Oh, tailgate space, like tailgating. I was like, what?
Right.
Okay.
Like they wanted 2
Got
parking spots.
Right.
Because there was people with, you know, those fold out tents and all the other stuff. And, but yeah, I mean, I saw a lot more people that I didn't expect to see, just, you know, socially. And that was really cool to see people from all over the country showing up.
Yeah. Here's one of the good things and maybe bad things about these events is when you get to see product that you've seen online in person.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play this video and you guys can come to your own conclusions on this. But
so fast.
Look, that's a crack in the weld.
Yeah, that's squishy.
But that's I know it's pausing this, it doesn't, but that's a crack in the weld.
You're supposed to let them come to their own conclusions.
No, I'm just pointing this out. Like, I'm not saying it's garbage or it's great. But when I saw this and they're trying to sell this product there, and this is their display vehicle, I was like, well, good thing, you know, at least the one you saw a digital image or rendering, we saw videos on it, and you're like, oh, it's fiberglass or whatever the top was made. You're like, it's hard to F that up. This is an aluminum top. So
this isn't under like SEMA restrictions to be done. Is kind of a thing you have to understand. No, these are not SEMA builds.
They would look a lot worse, I promise you.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like
I will say, looking at their 2 vehicles and talking to Fabian from Armadillo, like those are like the original tops. So those aren't the newest ones. Those aren't the ones that have been cleaned up, that they shipped 3 out right beforehand. So, you know, maybe they've cleaned, and I won't know until we see more. But yes, you know, if that's the original, we got to get these on and out and start showing. You know, okay, I kind of look at it SEMA-ish, and like when you really get in the nitty-gritty of a SEMA build, some of that stuff doesn't look real great close up because they had to get it together for the show. So if that's, you know, version 1.1 and they're on, you know, 2.3, maybe
Mark,
the welds are better.
Buddy. Come on, you're in retail. You don't put out.
That's why he's spinning.
You don't put out the third best rate stuff to show. You know, so, nobody wins best in show by.
Look, I was over there a lot. Like I went over those tops, you know, because I've looked at them, like seeing them online, seeing them in the video. I'm like, okay,
and I hear they're going to do 2-door stuff. And I mean, I asked
those questions. I mean, I went over there and had a long conversation with them. I'm like, when's, you know, they said sometime in November. I think Fabian said that they're supposed to premiere. Someone is getting a 2-door here in the next couple of weeks. And then the big reveal for the 2-door top is going to be SEMA for them. I know they've got a booth out there for that. So, you know, waiting and seeing.
Backing these guys. They've got to, I mean, they're throwing a lot of money out there. Somebody's got to be backing these guys.
I don't know. My concern with the 2-door top, if you don't put glass, because we don't have a back window. So if you don't put glass in that, like, it's kind of like driving a sports car with nothing to look out of, you know.
Like driving a Lamborghini Countach.
I mean, seriously, yeah. There's no visibility on it. So,
but this, I will say this, since the top was brought up, and I was going to do a vid. He came up wanting to talk to me, and after I saw this, I was like, if I talk to you, it's not going to go well for you. The questions I'm going to ask. So, I hope they do better than that, but it looked a little rough for me. And once again, because you know, once again, the show cost them a lot of money, and they haven't. I don't think they've shipped any tops yet.
They have.
Oh, have they started shipping tops?
He said they
okay.
did.
Well, no, I heard the 2-door thing, but
no, right before Bronco Stampede, they shipped out. They had just shipped 3 and got them installed and stuff like that. So they are shipping tops. That, you know, everything's starting to go out.
Well, that's better than the other 2 companies. So
right.
You may get wet with this top, but at least you got it. So yes,
even with you, can you just
so Hypermotive Racing? I mean, that 100%. You put your best foot forward. And trust me, I used to weld things together. I can't make it look pretty at all. I can't TIG weld at all. So
I was better at welding
than you. You cried a lot though. No,
I did not.
That hurts.
I did not.
I used to weld it. I used to weld in flip flops, man.
Yeah, and I was smarter.
100%. 100% on that. I will say, like, food prices were stupid expensive.
Again.
Yes.
Bottled water was like $4 or something. When I don't think they have any control of. That's not. I think the center, that's their thing. I would like to see more food vendors there. Jess, did you say in a video on our video that there was food trucks or something there?
Yeah, there was like one big food truck in the parking lot, and then like popcorn or ice cream or something. But based on my conversation with one of the security guards in the building when I was hunting down coffee,
always contacts with this lady. She's good for contacts.
I'm led to believe that like the convention center, like food stalls inside the kiosks, are like individually owned and operated, because they had like different things. I don't know. It was very weird. I just wanted a cup of coffee and it didn't happen.
So I need to know more about this coffee shop thing that you were talking about. So
it was some weird, like they had like 40 different little press top coffee things, and you could come up and get a sample. And you could literally sit there with 40 little shot cups and try every single flavor that they had.
Yeah, it was just like the sample, and then you could buy their beans or their grounds or whatever. And the other half of their booth, they were selling pasta or something.
Okay, I'm gonna need them to work on that, because
I wonder if it's some sort of health code thing that they.
Oh, probably.
If they're out of state, obviously they're not licensed to sell food.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Look at you using your brain.
Did I do good?
You did
right now, just for this 10 seconds.
Okay.
So, and we were thinking of thinking who was there and who wasn't there, like just the companies that we personally utilize and know of in the Bronco community, like a handful that would probably do well there that we didn't see.
I'm surprised there's not more suspension stuff.
Yeah.
Icon is who I was thinking of. I thought for sure this would be something they would want to get in on.
Yeah, they are coming from Southern California, so that'd be a help. But
if they stay for Jeep Week,
Wild Horses come out to Supercell. So
what'd you say, Jess?
If they stay for Jeep Week, and I know that that's a long stretch, but actually,
well, they're a shot company, Jess. They're used to stretching.
There you go. See,
wow.
Dang. But I just had a conversation with a local auto shop here. They were like, "Oh, we'll have to see if it's worth it to come down for Bronco next year, because we're already down there for Jeep."
Yeah.
And we know, Alan and Rochelle with Diabolical, they do the same thing. There was, recovery gear.
There was no one for recovery. Rhino wasn't there.
Yeah, Rhino wasn't there, right?
But I was like, but Rhino will be at Jeep Week this week. So, and I know they have a big display and do that out there. And there was somebody else that I thought, now I can't remember. I should have wrote it down. Should have made notes.
I thought you had notes.
They need to be here. Anyway, there's a handful of stuff there. There were a lot of, there were a couple of smaller vendors there. Like one of my friends from Kentucky, Trail Hunter USA, who represents a handful of different products now. He also off-roads his vehicle. He's probably the hardest wheeler that had his vehicle in the building. I mean, no offense, babe. You do a really good job. But
Was it full time in the building?
Yeah, he was parked in his display, but he's got.
And it wasn't the hardest wheeling vehicle in that building.
I mean, not for. So anyway,
and that's why we're the A team.
Dang.
They're new to this.
Just
They're
poking.
new to this. Give them a couple.
You get a
years
little grace.
live stream and they'll get it.
Thank you. We're learning and trying to keep up.
Instagrammers will get it one day. It's just weird the videos like this and not up and down.
Yeah,
because they'd be like this.
We were. Thanks.
Yeah,
I will say. So Mark and Jess were filming something a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Hey, did you get it? Did you get it horizontal?" And they're like, "Whoops."
I figured it out halfway through. I was like, "Wait, shit." Oh, well. It was
and speaking of shit, as we wind this to a different topic, I will say the event was a lot of fun. The Friday I got to do I spent like 5 hours there, maybe at that. I think it's definitely great for one day to go over there. And if you're anywhere close, within a couple 100 miles, definitely worth going to spend the day for. I don't remember what it costs to get in, but it's not too bad to get in.
I think it was
and well worth it. And like I showed you the top on the Armadillo, which Mark says they're doing way better than that now. But it is a good place to see product and get to touch product. Like that shot company, Mark, that we were talking about.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give them to whatever it looks at if I just saw it online because I don't know them, but they're newer to off-roading. Seeing the product is some of the best product I've ever seen. So, and I truly mean that. I don't know these guys from a hill of beans, but it really was some of the best quality I've ever seen. And you only get to see that by going to these type of shows. So I definitely think everybody should support that if you're near. And I know that sounds like, hey, give this guy some money so he can keep going, but you get to see the product, you get to meet the owners in most cases. IAG, once again, they had their the president and the vice president of the company were there selling stuff, and you could have talked to them. They didn't hide.
Jefferson was there from Oracle,
Yeah, the Oracle's the head of Oracle was there, and I interviewed him last year. Super cool guy, but he just stands there and sells product like everybody else. They don't think they're better than anybody. They're not doing this in the background, like, come on, guys, this trip depends on you selling these things. No, they're out there doing it because they're, for the most part, small businesses, which I like to see. Bronkbuster was out there showing his new portals, which was pretty cool. I'm not a big portal guy just yet. I think the price on those needs to come about a fourth of the price they are now, and I might be interested. But it was cool to see, like hearing him talk about here's what we're doing. You get to see the product firsthand. That was cool. A knife company was there. Well, that was kind of interesting. I guess if John Wick was around, you'd feel a little safer. If some dog got hurt, they're going to be taken care of. Havoc last year, they about got my money for tube doors. I was very interested in getting some of their tube doors. But you go with the best in IAG. Leave me hanging there, bro. But
because I know there's a charge coming to the credit card.
There's a charge for that. But I really think these events are worth it. And if you don't support stuff like this, there's no reason for them to do this. Even like Supercell.
Yeah.
If vendors showed up and nobody was interested in anything, they only do that for a year and they're like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of profit you're stealing away just for us to show up. And like in IG's case, damn, dude, that's a big rig.
Yeah.
And Havoc, that's a big rig they're bringing out there. And some of these tire companies, they're not playing around. They're bringing the wheel company was out there, had a massive.
Well, and there has to be a return on investment.
But I guarantee you guys need to support it or they don't last. And if they don't last, the Bronco off-road world doesn't last. And if that doesn't last, suddenly Ford is like, nobody's interested. So just think about that. If there's one locally to you, go just check out what the product is there. I think you'll definitely have a good time. And speaking of checking out product,
Segway, and not the kind that you roll out on the road on.
Well, they're out of business, but
really?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that. What?
SEMA's coming up, guys, and guess who will be there? Fingers crossed. We've been there before. Me and Kelly have been there, but we're trying to get the A and B team there. We're going to break this thing up, and we're going to bring you as many interviews as we can get.
The B team said, "What?
What? Really?"
Yes. So we're definitely gonna be covering SEMA. Should be fun. Gladys on Halloween this year, starting out.
Yes.
So now that our daughter's probably not going to be super interested in Halloween,
she'll go with her friends.
Yeah, they decide to move the date.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty excited by this.
Yeah, I am too. But I would like to be there a little more than 12 hours.
I'm not excited by that. So
what?
That's a lot to do.
So B team hasn't heard of how the travel goes for SEMA.
You can just stay with me, Kelly.
They do what they do.
So does B team understand how Dave travels for SEMA?
No, we haven't had this conversation yet.
Okay. So here's
let's,
Dave's schedule.
Go ahead and mute my mic there.
Dave goes, what time's our flight? Or what? How late can we get to Vegas? Yeah. How late can we get to Vegas? Okay. So we're going to get to Vegas at 10 o'clock the night before. We're going to get checked into our hotel. We're gonna get up at the crack of dawn, go to SEMA. We're gonna walk around.
You have to.
Wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna walk around till 6 o'clock. Die on that, all of that.
What was our food
Then,
last time?
I'm not done. Then we're gonna go back to the hotel, go to sleep, get on a plane, and go home.
Oh, at least it doesn't make you take the red eye though.
No, hell no.
We did. I think we did.
No, we didn't.
Almost.
No, the red eye is at night.
No, I know, but we did flew out there at night. It was
Right. Where
No,
you
we
get on the
didn't.
plane at 11 p.m. and you get back in Nashville at 6
Night, Nick.
or something.
Bye, Nick. No, no,
Do that. It's terrible.
not the definition of red eye.
I
babe.
know what the red eye is.
Yeah, no. So we did have our flight was at like 9 o'clock the next morning, Vegas time, to get
Ugh.
back. But the only change to that was I made him go out to dinner.
Well,
I made him go out to dinner, and we went and had drinks and had dinner and stuff. We went to Guy Fieri's place.
we met some influencers.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
Ooh,
Anyway,
we went to
With
Guy
Guy
Fieri's
Fieri's. It was
place
awful.
in Pigeon Forge.
It was awful in Vegas too.
it was awful in Vegas.
We wanted to go. Where did we want to go?
We wanted to go to Giordano's.
No, can't do that.
Can't do that in Vegas. I don't know why.
We went to the Guy Fieri's at the end of some mall that had the awfulest shots that we got shoved in our face that we had to drink.
Ugh.
And then I'm in Guy Fieri's with like whiskeys and shit that somebody handed me shoved in my pants like I'm crossing the border or something. These are my survival gear to get us there.
Those that don't know, in Vegas, you can walk down the road and just drink. And so then after we
Or nudity, that's
did dinner, we went to Walgreens and then got more drinks.
You went
So
to
I
Walgreens?
made us.
You got buzzballs.
You just sit down at a slot machine and they'll bring
No,
you
we didn't
No,
even. We don't even gamble when we go to Vegas.
You don't have to gamble. You just
I'm
sit there
frugal.
and they bring you the drinks. Shit.
Maybe it was Flavor Town. Maybe it was
It
Flavor Town.
was Flavor Town.
Yeah, and it wasn't very flavorful.
No, I had
No.
some weird nacho bullshit.
Bland town.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was pretty lame. But anyway, so that's how Dave travels to Vegas. So I'm hoping with the B team that maybe I get a little more than 12 hours in Vegas.
All right, 14.
36.
We'll
Hey,
figure-
Kelly,
we'll
we have
figure-
a plan B.
Yeah.
Plan B.
Dave's on a plane
All
by
right, high five.
himself. By
Yeah.
himself.
High five. Yes.
Yes. That's 100% the plan.
Kelly's
Dave.
hanging out with the B team.
Hanging out with the B team.
I mean, we got to get more coverage.
Yeah.
See?
Content is content.
We're ready to
No,
work.
I go. These are business trips for me. So my head is in the game of what I'm here to do, and if I go to a town for vacation, is different than going to for work. And you guys will see.
No, it's not.
SEMA will burn your ass alive.
Are you still muted?
No?
Did you unmute
Oh,
yourself?
No, we can hear him.
Oh, that's
But
unfortunate.
there's a lot of walking. I mean, a lot of walking.
And if you ever go to SEMA, spoiler alert, please learn from us and use the Tesla shuttles.
Oh, I've seen video and heard about these. I can't
We
wait.
did not hear of them until we walked outside after we had walked 2/3 of the day and then took the Tesla shuttles and we were like, where's this been all day for us?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
it's
like-
been right
They're
here. We didn't know.
underground, right? They're like between the things.
Yeah, they're underground. They take you.
Yeah.
The
You
boring
never see the
tunnels.
sun.
Yeah. But here's the thing is like maybe SEMA will do better this year. I don't know. Or maybe
Well,
the
it was right
manufacturers will
after
do better this
COVID.
year. But the last time we went to SEMA, the press events were a little unfortunately timed. So like if we wanted to go to Ford and we wanted to go to Toyota.
So we did. We went to Toyota first because
Yep.
they were unveiling. It was the unvailing of the what do they call their overland?
The
Trail
God-
Hunter. The Trail Hunter.
It was the Godzilla.
truck, and they had the camper, Tacoma camper. They did.
The Godzilla thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were there, and then like after that, in 15 minutes, was Ford, which was in fucking a county away.
I think it might have actually been in a different county.
The South Hall. I was actually looking at the map today because I like.
Yes, so one was in the North Hall and one was in the South Hall, and I don't remember which one was which, but literally, and it's
So
only like
3.5
15
miles.
minutes apart of the ending of the one and start the other, and you cannot make it there in 15 minutes.
No,
Well, it's a good thing you have an expanded team this year.
Yes, which is
Right.
it's gonna offer better coverage.
Yes.
So
Yep.
so SEMA will be coming up, and Jess and Mark should be going with us. So that'll be fun. And yes, we will spend more than 12 hours there. We might get 24 hours there. Let's shoot for 24.
36.
Let's shoot for 24 right now. You guys do what you do. I like my money being in my bank account, and I do like to gamble. So, so that's why it keeps me away from Vegas.
Yeah, coin pusher queen over here.
I love the coin pusher.
What?
I'm blackjack.
You know those like carnival game where you put the quarters in and then they push all the other quarters forward?
Yeah.
And it's not like a casino game, it's like an arcade game.
Yeah.
I want one of those machines in my house.
So I see where people are taking those magnets
What?
and getting them where they can move. You know, like the little magnet you buy for your shop, the little tiny one. I seen some guys one of those the other day, and he was pushing an iPod or whatever.
Oh, that's bad.
No. You
That's
gotta spend all
cheating.
your quarters appropriately.
Oh, what if your ring was magnetized somehow? That's all I'm saying. It's just like, well, I don't know why it's doing this. I'm magic. Look. Thousands of dollars in my hand. So that's that is tonight's show.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah, it is nice. So buckle up, guys. It's coming. It is coming.
Any last words from the B team?
Be ready.
Be ready. I like it.
No, Stampede was great. We were excited to, get a little bit of coverage, even though our IT
We appreciate that too.
skills aren't the best. We'll work on that whole Android to Apple thing.
Yeah, somebody didn't work on that Android to Apple thing.
I worked out my upgrade plan.
Anyway.
I know. I don't get it either.
Look, Siri's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like there's some motherfucker with no
Right.
no
Who was
Apple?
around and let me infiltrate?
So, guys, as always, if you ever have questions, comments about anything about the show, anything automotive, just reach out to us on Instagram or allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. You can reach us there. B Team, clearly, if you want to see B Team, go check out their Instagrams and give them all the follows, all of them, but save one for us. And then go ahead and smash the like button. If you've made it this far, you better damn well smash the like button for us.
Right.
And funny enough, 80% of you are not subscribed to the channel.
What?
Yeah. So you watch the stuff. You just haven't pushed the subscribe yet. So let's go ahead and push that subscribe button. See, it glows when I say that down at the bottom. So we'll have some fun with that. And I'm not sure what's coming up this week. I know I got a building price on a minivan. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Really?
I know. We're daddy likes a little minivan right now. So
I mean, like with a 3.5-inch lift and spacers and all that stuff.
there's a lift involved.
I'm in for it.
It's a rocking. So
I just can't even. I can't even with you.
Oh, we're ahead.
anyway, so whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive.
Mark, does it really matter what you drive?
No, it doesn't matter at all.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Your All Terrain Nation. This has been Ford Talk Podcast here on the channel. We're out. Peace, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.